Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here from GamersHeroes.com, and today we are going to be going over just why that Nintendo Direct Mini was not so good, and maybe not even a good call. Let's get started. Okay, so we just had a Nintendo Direct Mini. It is July 20th currently. Last time we had a Direct, I want to say it's March, maybe April, like an actual Direct. This was, of course, a third-party showcase Direct, which immediately sets expectations. Well, it should set expectations low. It doesn't for Nintendo fans for some reason, but let's get into it. All right, so this Direct happens. There's a few problems. Let's go out from the side of the viewer, which is us. First and foremost, as I said, it has been a long time since we've actually had a Direct, and we don't know what's coming in the holiday. That's a problem. Holiday's right around the corner. End of July, then you get into August, so assumedly we'll have an August Direct. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna assume we're gonna have a Direct anymore because I don't know if we are. So of course, without having a Direct for that long, people's expectations are going to be very high. Just how it is, it's how it's gonna go. It's getting to a point, honestly, with these Nintendo Directs where Nintendo just needs to come out and tell us what's gonna be in the Direct so we're not disappointed. If you look at the like and the dislike ratio for what is the #1 video in video gaming on YouTube currently, which, you know, well, that's not a big metric. It is, it's a pretty big metric, all right? It's not good. It's about 50-50 split, and some people are just, you're automatically gonna have haters. It is what it is, but on the opposite side, you're gonna have people that just automatically upvote it, so yeah, it's a big old freaking mess. Let's actually dive into where the problems occur. First and foremost, first game they show is actually DLC for Cadence of Hyrule. I like Cadence of Hyrule. I believe it came out last year. It might even be 2 years at this point. Point is, they start with DLC, which isn't even the thing you're looking for, the actual map and campaign stuff you're looking for, isn't even coming out until, I think they said by October, but that could easily be pushed. So, not a good start. Next, I don't even remember what it was, like a high res, the guys that do Smite, they're doing some sort of game. We're just gonna skip over that one because most people are gonna skip over that one. And then we finally get a game that's coming out in September. WWE Smash Grounds, or I don't even freaking know, but if you're not a WWE fan, you're not gonna care. Even if you are a WWE fan, this game looks like it's made for babies, basically. It might be fun, but it's not what you're looking for. Then the big tentpole game, the whole thing in this, why they did this Direct is because of Shin Megami Tensei 5. Okay, this game was announced when the Switch was revealed. So it's been a few years, and we haven't really actually heard anything about it since then. So it's like, all right, cool, finally. That must be a holiday release. October would be pretty perfect for this, right? Nope, coming out in 2021. Why bother with a Direct in July that isn't going to have any games that are actually coming out anytime soon? That's the big problem that I'm having. Okay, yeah, the WWE thing, that could have stayed in there because it's coming out in September. But again, everything else that was shown, why? Why are we doing this Direct? Well, all right, now let's dive into why we're actually doing this Direct. So, these guys are partners with Nintendo, and it's important to note that when you become a partner, you're not like signing a marriage thing or anything like that, but when you sign the deal to become a partner with Nintendo, Nintendo has these Directs, and it is very well known that these Directs are good for marketing for the most part. Maybe not so much anymore, as we're finding out more and more recently. So when you sign these deals, Nintendo's like, hey, we want to show you in a Direct, and you are like, hey, we want to be shown in a Direct. So you are contractual, oh God, I can't even do the word. By contract, contractually, I think I got it, obligated to show these guys eventually in a Direct. So you might have to make a Direct for them. What they show, as I said, outside of WWE, really didn't need to be put in the Direct. So you could have just waited and maybe stacked, because they said they're gonna do another one of these. I think they might be thinking, ooh, maybe we should have just waited and combined them all and just done one big one at this point, because people are really hating on this thing. But due to the contract they do have to be shown in a Nintendo Direct. And an actual Direct with first party stuff, I don't think you could slip a WWE game in there. I really don't. Unless it was a very, very weak schedule, but we'll get into that in a moment. So thanks to the contracts, they have to show this. And Nintendo has not, as I said earlier, did not have a Direct for a long time. So they want to, of course, put one out. Well, they might be rethinking all of that, but they put it out. Contract obligations have been met, at least for now. Shin Megami Tensei 5 will most likely show up again. I don't think the others will show up again, especially WWE. So those have been obligated. That is why Nintendo did it. That makes sense. Here's another thing that is really for us as the gamers, the guys watching this, is the problem is you have a lot of other third-party stuff that hasn't been shown in a while. Where's Bayonetta 3? We haven't heard anything about that game in a very long time. That's third-party. Metroid's a difficult one to say if it's third-party or not. I don't know. It's Retro Studios, which is technically a third-party thing, but at the same time, Metroid it's Nintendo, so I don't know if you'd want to count that one. Shin Megami Tensei, as I said, that one I kind of expected. Bravely Default 2, I actually expected to release this summer, so I don't know what's going on with that. Again, COVID could be delaying things like that. But the point is, there's a lot of other bigger third-party titles that still haven't had their time in the sun, and we're wondering where those are at. The other big thing, now this is not directly for third parties, this is actually for first parties, and this is again why we're hating on a Nintendo Mini Direct, because we want a more normal Direct. Executive, I can't remember his name exactly, came out, shoot, I don't even know, a couple of weeks ago I think it was June 30th I want to say, or at least around there, and he said, hey, COVID might actually do some delays for games in the future, but our holiday release schedule is good. You say that, yet we don't know what's coming out in the holiday. We are hungry for games. We are in an industry that doesn't care what you've done for us in the past. What are you doing for us in the future? Paper Mario just came out. Literally Friday just came out. I bet there are people that watch this Direct already beat Paper Mario and they're wondering what's next. That's the industry we're in. If you can't comprehend that, I don't know why you're in the industry to begin with. That's just how it is. You always want the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. No shadow drops, no good, and it was only like an 8-minute Direct. And the Japanese Direct was actually different from the, I don't even know why they do that. Well, I do, because certain games, obviously, we're gonna go with WWE again. WWE, not in the Japanese Direct. Atelier Ryza in the Japanese Direct. If you don't know what that is, basically a JRPG where you play as a little alchemist girl who makes alchemy stuff. It's a Japanese RPG. Still, it was the best-selling one, so it made sense that a sequel was coming. Probably would have shown better than WWE, quite frankly, but I digress. So that's why they're doing it. They have these contracts and they need to obligate them. They also, of course, need to sate the fires of the shareholders, but hey, there is stuff coming this year, despite the fact that none of that is all that impressive in the very least. None of it's gonna make them any money, so I don't really understand why they showed it. You need something big for shareholders to be like, okay, cool, holiday's good to go. As it stands right now, we're going into August and we don't have any big title for the Nintendo Switch. Okay, maybe we don't get something in August, that's acceptable. What about September, what about October, November? Everyone's talking about this rumored Mario remake releases, remastered, whatever you want to call them. That doesn't even qualify for me. You're basically taking old games and that's gonna be your holiday release? Great, okay, well, I haven't played those games like 16 times already. Wonderful. All right, well, anyways, that's why they did it. They are under contract. They have to do it. Not a good choice in timing, not a good choice in gaming, in my opinion. Gamers are gamers, so it's gonna happen. We expect big things all the time. Our expectations are always at maximum, despite every time. Now, Xbox learned this in May, right? Despite learning, someone's hearing my dog bark, I don't know if you can hear him or not. Despite the fact that the last third-party showcase, which was Xbox, that got slammed, Nintendo went ahead and did it anyways because, you know, they're Nintendo and they know better. But anyways, hopefully we'll get a real Direct sometime in August. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But anyways, if you liked what you saw and got what you needed, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.